Hello, everyone. Back again to pay lip service to those invisible listeners of Brentocast. This is episode 13. Today's focus is a recap of the video journal that I created for our recent trip to North Myrtle Beach, which actually began on the 31st of August in the late evening and concluded in the late evening of September the 5th. So it was a pretty epic trip. As y'all know, I do a lot of videos and stuff with my granddaughter Delilah any old time that we do anything together. So I wanted to recap the what you can find on those videos. If you go to brentbowers.com and look at my weekly vlog page, you will find a series of about 7 videos. They're broken apart by the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, etc. Although days, I believe 4 and 5 are 2-parters. So there's quite a bit of content there. Thought I would just kind of go through that content for you and recap what was in each video. So we'll kick it off. I did a little bit of an introduction to the series in video 1. Hey, this is what we're doing. We're headed off to vacation. And for whatever reason, I always capture our first stop. It's about a 3-hour and 15-minute drive from here. So we try to stop on the way, typically just for food, to get everybody happy for that long drive. This was no exception. We stopped at our traditional stop, which is Captain D's in Wadesboro. Now, there is another way that we can go where we bypass Wadesboro altogether, but on this occasion, we went there because Nancy wanted to make that stop, and Delilah likes it. So it's a nice little stop. And since we left left in the evening, so it's going to be a night drive. Sometimes that drive can be really monotonous, so nighttime somehow makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to be so on the lookout. You can see vehicles coming from further away because of it being dark and seeing their lights and whatnot. So we stopped at Captain D's, and then the next thing you see on the video, we're waking up in the condo on Thursday morning. Of course, we got in about 11:15. Delilah was already asleep, and I was tired, so there was no reason to video anything at that time. So we wake up in the condo on Thursday morning. We pop over to Oceanside Grilling, Kitchen and Grill, something like that's their name. Sorry if I messed it up. That's always a pretty basic breakfast, but usually good. And it's right there on the ocean. You can actually kind of go outside to the patio and play corn. And they got a little fenced-in area with artificial grass, and Delilah really loves throwing those little bean bags, so her and Nancy popped out and did that while I finished breakfast, and then went for a quick walk on the beach. It was still pretty hot this day. I would say it was upwards of 89 degrees at one point in the day, so that was a hotter day. Did not feel like eating outside, so we ate inside on that occasion. But anyway, quick walk on the beach. Did some basic exploring and eating at a place called Benjamin's Original Calabash. Now, this is one of those mega buffets, $50 per person kind of a thing. But, of course, it has everything in the way of everything. And it's really about the crab legs there for Nancy, so we go and do that. But the cool thing about this place, which claims to be the original Calabash place down there. I don't know if that's truly the case, but we have a connection through one of our customers who's got family that work there, and they say that it is. Calabash just means fried seafood. They explained that to me, by the way. But we had a great time there. They open up at 3, so we got there about 2:30. They have tons of like photo ops and old boats and buoys and giant anchors and whale sculptures and stuff outside of the place, and it's kind of right on. It backs up to an inlet, so you can kind of go to the back of it and look out at the inlet and see people sort of coming in there boating and whatnot. So that was exciting for all of us, and worked up an appetite and went ahead and ate. Delilah's about this time starting to get a little antsy, a little bit more cantankerous than her normal self, but we got through. Our early dinner or whatever without too much, aggravation. But she was starting to get a little bit, feisty and, threw a fit a couple times during that. But to end it off, the place has all this amazing accoutrement inside, like pirates, and they had a nice gift shop. Every gift shop we go to, I should also mention that we always buy, we say we're going to get you one thing, and Delilah will always grab a second thing, and we always get it. So it's like 2 gifts at every gift shop that we went to the whole time. But anyway, we heard that they had an incredible play place downstairs. So we took Delilah down there, and we sort of took turns letting Nancy finish off her meal. And then I went downstairs, and whoa, Nelly, was that ever an incredible play place? They had little rides. They had puppet stage with puppets. They had these movable rocks that you can climb on, this giant Connect 4 game. And they had crafted a little boat in there where the kids can get in and go in and steer it, and all kinds of stoves, fake stoves, and fake food and plates for kids to play with. Little sailor outfits they could put on, bunk beds they could get into. Big fish tank right in the middle of all of it was really kept clean. The whole playroom experience was worth, to me, that was a value add. Paying that much money for a meal, that was a nice value add, and she loved it. So eventually Nancy came down to relieve me, and I went back up and finished my meal. But anyway, on the video, I do a little bit of a puppet show for Delilah, and she comes and joins me, and we have a little performance on the puppet show stage, and that was really cute. So all this, of course, is still in the first video. That wraps it up with a Brento puppet show, and that's the end of the video for day 1. Moving on to the video of day 2, it's a lot more simple to explain. We started the day at Theo's Pancake House. You don't see that on the video. The video picks up when we went back out and went to nighttime mini golf. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the place, but the theme was kind of an old mountain with a big waterfall falling off it and kind of going down through a little stream with a little Dutch-looking village and some caves and bridges across the water and stuff. So that was very cool. But it was all captured on video for your enjoyment, and not much golf was played, but a lot of exploring was done, and a whole ton of Instagram photos for Nancy for her 53rd and all that. I should have mentioned that during that day she went out and I did a massage that day as well. Not on the video, not really video stuff, but just mentioning it. Okay, so that wraps up at the end of the mini golf, and then we move on to the video for day 3. This day we ate breakfast somewhere I don't really remember. So it was actually no, I do not remember where we. Oh yeah, it was called the Pancake House, but it was a name in front of the Pancake House. It wasn't the Pancake House that we ultimately fell in love with, but it was a pancake house near 76th Avenue on Kings Highway. It was a little white one with lots of windows, so if you ever want to try that one. We popped in there, and my first impression was, wow, this place is not nearly as busy for the Friday before Labor Day as I imagined it would. And actually, the whole time it wasn't as busy as we thought. But we had a quick breakfast there. It was quick in and out, but the food was good, and it wasn't too crazy priced either. So that day we go on into Nancy's has a bunch of therapy stuff, not therapy, but like beautification stuff, nails done, that sort of thing. And we go to Barefoot Landing, which is kind of a area with a lake in the middle of it and all these boardwalks around it and these little shopping places, sort of like a shopping village, but imagine it wrapped around a lake with boardwalks all across the middle of it. And that was super cool, tight little alleyways, and we walk down, and you see all this in the video. Then we come to, actually Delilah gets a little balloon mermaid made on the way around, and we come to a play place, and there's a new technology being employed in these play places of like this, almost like a gymnastics floor foam area where it's hard for the kids to get too bumped up, and they had a little pirate ship that was, you could climb up ladders or nets, and there was a sliding board off of it, there was a pole swing off of it, all kinds of monkey bars underneath it, and boy, Delilah just jumped up there and made friends and just had a great time playing. In fact, we let her play there for about an hour, and she was so red-faced it was almost impossible to get her to leave it because she just did not want to leave. we also encountered another gift shop. So that meant 2 more gifts for Delilah, which I was trying to carry and make sure she didn't just take and leave, but she wanted to take them up in the pirate ship and all that. But anywho, then we wrap up our time out there. Now, they had an incredible playground, which we never even got to, a big playground. We never even got to because we stopped and kept doing little, attractions with her. So we had, I think, tacos, like fish tacos or shrimp tacos at this place called Land Shark, which I gather was a singles drink place. Odd that Nancy would have picked that. But that's where she went and got her lunch at. And so we finished up after playing at the Pirate Play place, sort of scorfing some tacos over there. And Delilah got hungry enough to really eat from all that playing. Then we end that trip in the video with the carousel and a train ride, which takes us on to day 4. Day 4, there is a little bit of footage, I believe, at Theo's Pancake House. This was our first time, our second pancake house total, but this one was even better than the first one, and we liked it a lot. The guy who seated us had kind of a, I don't know, it's made it just, I felt like, I should know the guy. He looked sort of like John Teal, my friend. But anyway, come to find out later, he actually was a Charlotte native because he eventually, when we came back a second time, the next day he asked us where we were from. But anyway, we do Theo's Pancake House for breakfast. Then we go to Spyglass Mini Golf. Now, this was the big winner of the mini golfs. We went to two mini golfs and then one other like attraction called Dinoland, but I digress. Spyglass Mini Golf was awesome. It was just really hot. Had a great time, took a bunch of cool pictures and video of Delilah and Nancy, but did lose Delilah's glasses. And that's kind of covered on the video itself. And then we ended that day with ice cream at this place that we've been known to go to that does homemade ice cream out there. And got there early as well, had to wait 30 minutes, but it was worth the wait, so it was good. Did a little bit of quick shopping for some food stuff at the condo, and then went back for a nap. And then the video picks back up when we go to this place called the Boardwalk. It's like Barefoot Landing, only much larger and grander, and it's the one that's got the Ripley's and a lot of bigger attractions, including a carousel, a bunch of rides, a couple of bridges that go across, little fast boat rides, and giant swan paddle boats. And they have a boardwalk area where it sort of crosses the lake that's in the center of this whole thing. And they have the biggest fish that I have ever seen. They'll just crawl on top of each other trying to get the food that you throw to them. So you see us do a bit of that. And you see us stopping at this place called, I think it's Extreme 10 Pizza or something like that. Incredible pizza. We don't eat pizza or ice cream in our daily lives. So this is like something for vacation only. So it was a big deal. And then we did some more exploring, took a bunch of pictures with Delilah on some of the little dinosaurs. Stopped for another pizza break, just, eating leftover pizza because Delilah liked it so much she wanted to take it with her, and she wouldn't let go of the pizza box, which was hilarious. But eventually she got to have most of the leftovers. And then we ended the day at this little attraction where they have this little Aztec theater like from the town in The Simpsons. And you go in there and there's all these sculptures of The Simpsons, photo ops and whatnot. And you go in and it's actually a 4D presentation, which is where you're on a seat that's basically like a ride, and it moves you around and throws water and smoke and all kinds of, shakes you around in conjunction with what's on the screen. So it's pretty cool. Second 4D presentation I've been to, I went to Shang-Chi in 4D, and that was awesome as well. But that wraps the video up on day 4. That's actually a 2-parter, part 1 and part 2. Then on to day 5, also a 2-parter. I start the day with leftover pancakes as I got up earlier than anybody else. Went out and did a little bit of technical support for one of my art buddies on Facebook out by the pool. When Delilah and Nancy get up, it's back to the beach. They did go have breakfast, but I didn't go with them, so there's no video of that. But I meet them up after that, and we go out to the beach, let Delilah play in the water a little bit, come back in, have a little breaky break, get everybody ready to go. We pack up and leave the condo, and we head to the National Park Pier, which is a place we like to go to a lot. They have a bunch of big pigeons. Lots of folks fish out there, but it's just a really long pier and a particularly clean and beautiful part of the beach. it's a pay attraction, so you have to pay to get in there. And we always plan to take that day pass and go 12 miles down the road to the Huntington Beach State Park, but it has because it has alligators, and we want to see the alligators. But unfortunately, we were on the way down there, and we decided, hey, it took us like almost 20 minutes to get in to, just to pay. They have one guy taking the money. He's particularly slow, and I thought, we're going to drive all the way down there, and then it's going to be like a 45-minute wait. That's going to put us getting home super late. So we decided to turn around, and we're going to go back and maybe hit one more putt-putt or just mini golf, or just hit like another place to eat that would be appropriate, get gas, and leave. Then we realize we drive past Dino Land, and we go, oh my gosh, there's Dino Land. We've heard about that. So we go back, and it's got the entire outside of the building is covered in this foam material to make it look like it's carved out of rock. You go inside, same thing, every wall's covered. But we were 15 minutes early, so we decided to wait, and we go in there. As soon as you walk in, there's animatronic, dinosaurs and dragons and giants and everything, just everywhere. As soon as you walk in, they turn that stuff on. It goes for like a 5 to 7 minute cycle, that stuff moving. The kids, every kid in the place absolutely goes nuts, running around. And they have these signs in vain, hey, don't touch the stuff. And the kids are just touching everything. So I'm just running around taking pictures of her. But we have some, fair to Midland food there. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. But the experience was great because of all the photo ops and the stuff for Delilah to do. And we just kind of end that whole experience with her just kind of running around playing. Did not want to leave. Had to grab her and take her out. Once again, they had a gift shop, 2 more gifts. And we get in the car. Just as we get in the car to head home, we stop and get gas. I'm just finishing up the gas, pulling out. It starts to rain, and it rains the entire time for the drive home. Yay, fun for me. And that pretty much is, I wrap up the video with a little closing commentary at the Dino Land Cafe, just as we're leaving. And that pretty much is it for the video from the vacation. And also, day 5 is in 2 parts. So that is a reasonable wrap-up. What you can expect to see on the video presented on BrentBowers.com for our September vacation 2022 for Nancy's 53rd birthday. Yay! Yay! Enough of that. I'm going to also give a brief update on what happened yesterday. Harrison and I went back to Snug Record Studio to comp vocals on the V-Hill project. Probably got 5 of the 7 songs done, and I think we'll have bounces for that stuff to send to a few people, the percussionist and the organ player guy and the sax player real soon. So it was tough. It was some tough work that involved some fairly tricky editing, but we were able to get something that was pretty good. Also, Ansel Brown came out and did a little microphone check test with some various mics, and we're preparing to spin up back on his album project now that COVID is behind him. He had 2 bouts of COVID that just kind of threw everything off the rails there for a while. But that's what we did last night. It was fun work, interesting work, as always. Always have a great time there. And then the plan for Harrison and I think, is to get back together with Tony to do a rehearsal for our October the 1st and do some recording on Sunday. So we're at last finally getting back into that normal mode after this V-Hill project. And, what do you know? We still got stuff to finish on that, but we also have another Ansel project spinning up, or just finishing off the first album and then making like another one. I don't know, but yeah, good times, good things happening. So got a bank appointment here in a little bit to change a few things around, and probably going to head out and do an oil change on the car, maybe get one of my tires mended because it's starting to act like it's got a leak, and just moving right along. Lots of art stuff to talk about, but I'm going to save that for another episode because everything is still in flux with all the AI stuff and various things. I did order an X Pen drawing pad, which is supposed to show up today, and I'm hopeful that can I have some ideas about the direction I want to go with my art, and this should be able to help me. But I've been putting this purchase off for years. Kind of a big purchase, but hopefully it's going to be a game changer in my art stuff. So that's going to wrap it up today. It went a little bit long today. Sorry about that. 5 minutes over, but I think we're action-packed on this one, and I didn't do too many sighs and pauses. So I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll be back at least once a week, maybe more often than that. Who knows? Now that I'm doing these on the phone, they're a lot faster. I did get my dongle and earbuds with microphone ordered, and if that works out, I might do some of these from my walks out in the park. So who knows? We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow never knows, but we're ever forward. We're always moving forward and trying to maintain positivity and capture, my Delilah footage and media, and just keep this train rolling, guys. Much love, Brento. See you out.